to Black Motherhood Unspoken, where we have honest conversations about the part of motherhood people don't always talk about. Today's conversation is personal and special because I'm sitting down with my sister who played a major role in helping me through one of the most vulnerable seasons of my life, postpartum during the pandemic. We're also touching on parts of my book, Pandemic, Postpartum, and Me, because she witnessed that journey firsthand and helped carry me when I needed it most. This is my sister, Jessica, and today we're talking about sisterhood support and what it truly means to be a part of someone's village. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about during the postpartum season. When you look back at that season after I had Kobe, my son, what do you remember most?
That's a good question. When I look back at that season, honestly, I just remember, it was really at the start of the pandemic. Like, the world really did shut down. And one thing that really sticks out to me is when I knew that, like, this delivery for you was different, is I remember y'all left his car seat at the house. And I remember you texting me asking me, could I bring it? And like normally, you can actually walk to the unit and I would have been able to see y'all, but instead a nurse came down, like fully down. And I remember only being able to see her eyes and pulling up to your delivery hospital. And it was just like a ghost town. And I remember she came down and got the car seat. And I think that for me solidified that this was a different experience of having a baby for you. And then him coming home, like it was just, even though it was a really dark time in the world and we were living in so much fear and so much anxiety, like it was so much joy too, because we had this little bundle of joy and we really did like have a COVID circle. Like we literally, and we lived together. Like we were all in one house and we had a circle. Like everybody was working from home and we had a circle that was just intentional to keep him safe. And so when I think back to that time, I think of joy, but I also think of great anxiety, but his birth offset that. Yeah. So I do see it as a period of happiness too.
And now that you say we all lived together, we did. You had a suitcase. Mama had a suitcase.
Yeah.
Daddy was in town. He slept on the couch. You slept with one of the girls. Mama slept with one of the other girls. And we were like a little village. And what's funny is I remember you telling me, you was like, when you was a single parent with the girls, you didn't even need all this help. You said you married now and the whole family didn't move
in the house. We was in the house. I remember Robbie coming home one day from work because he had to go back to work.
Yeah.
And I'm in the bed with you, and Kobe we put him in some heaps in the bed, and I'm just in y'all. I'm on Robbie's side of the bed just chilling. He come in from work. I'm like, I need to get up. He's like, you good? I'm like, okay. Like, we needed the help in there, D.
We needed the help.
I'm on that man's side of the bed, just chilling. I'm like, we just here.
We really needed help.
We here.
What made you step in and help me the way you did?
I honestly, thinking back on that, because I don't always remember like how much I contributed, because it just seemed like I went into just that mode of being your supporter. But I was really excited that you was having a baby. Like I was honestly like, I was so stoked that you was having a baby. And then to find out that he was a boy, I was just so excited, and so I was just ready to jump in. And I remember, the first night y'all came home from the hospital, which I thought y'all blind, when I was like, well, I'll be at the house, I'll take him, y'all get some rest. Girl, I thought you was like playing. Them folks went in their room.
It did.
Shut that door, and when I heard that box fan cut on, I said, oh man, it's just me and the baby. Like it was literally just me and him that night. And I honestly think that me and him really bonded that night.
Yeah.
Like we I felt like I really bonded with him. We was up every 2 hours.
Well, y'all was up every 2 hours too because he had to go back for his jaundice readings the next day. He had ruby belling readings for his jaundice, and they wanted to keep him, but they didn't want me to stay. And I said, no, if he's staying, I'm staying. And so because of COVID, I guess they didn't want me in the nursery with him for whatever reasons, but they was like, well, if you take him home, you have to bring him back. And I remember telling her, like, hey, I need you to take us back tomorrow. He has jaundice. He may need to be put under light. You Googled what would help his jaundice levels, and you said feeding him every 2 hours because he would poop it out. And sure enough, when we went back to the doctor the next day, they was like, oh, his levels are fine. You go home. So I'm happy you did that night.
Now, when I tell you he was my baby that night, like, I don't know, his birth was just really, it was special. And I was so excited that you was having a baby. Like, I was so excited that you was having a baby.
I think we all were.
I was like, it makes sense now because he brings just so much joy and happiness into our lives. But I was so excited. I was ready to jump in. I was happy that you never told me no.
I needed help.
It
had been 9 years since I had a baby, so I was out of the groove of things. I was so used to the girls being independent, and I'm just like, looking back, I can't believe I did all of that the first time around. Jesus been with me. I was tired. I didn't stop you doing anything. You was like, I want to do something, do that. Do it. I want to get him. Get him.
He was my baby.
He is the family child. Get him. You helped bathe him, do laundry, and kept him on weekends so I could rest. Why was that important to you?
I knew you needed a break. Even though I don't have any children, I know it takes a village. Like, I really do. I recognize that just with watching you and how you raise the girls. And so I knew you needed a break. I know babies don't sleep.
Yeah.
And so I was happy to be able to come over and just give you a little bit of relief. And I was happy to come get him on the weekends. It's wild because I would literally get off work on a Friday, leave work, still got my work clothes on, come get him. And he was my baby to Sunday. Like, I remember one of the girls had a birthday party and I'm showing up with the baby and everybody was like, you know that's not your baby, right? And I'm like, they made me get their baby. So here we are with the baby.
Did you ever realize how much your support meant to me during that time?
No, I didn't until one day I didn't show up. And he was not happy because I didn't want to overstep. Like, I feel like when I came over, like, literally you would like disappear. Like, you would just let me do whatever with him, do laundry, whatever. And so one day I was like, I'm gonna give them a break. Like, I don't want to keep invading their space like that. And so I didn't come and I didn't call. And you was sure to call and let me know that if that ever happened again, we would have a problem.
I was looking for her because she was coming over every day. And so when she came over, I knew for sure she was going to give him a bath. She was going to feed him. She was going to do some laundry. I knew she was going to help. So one day she did no call, no show. She didn't call and she didn't show up. I'm at the door with my hands on my hip, checking for her like every 5 minutes. I'm thinking something happened to you. And so I called her like after an hour. I'm like, where you at? And she was like, oh, I'm not coming over today. I don't want to crowd y'all. I said, let me tell you something. Don't you ever do that again in life. I said, I'll be looking for, I think I went and cried. I think I went and cried because that's how much I needed you. And I tell you another time too, you know how you said in the beginning, like y'all packed up and y'all moved in. Y'all, when she packed the suitcase up and was like, I'm going home, I started crying. I started crying real tears.
But the fact that you went in, like, the fact that you went in the room and was like crying by yourself, and I girl, what's going on?
But I think that was my postpartum starting to show up too. The simple fact that I isolated myself, because I noticed like when my postpartum kicked in, I started isolating myself a lot and going to go cry behind closed doors. And so I went in Kobe's room and I was sitting in the rocking chair and I was just like, she's gonna leave.
And I'm like,
she's gonna leave me with everybody in this house and I don't know what to do with these people. And she was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, no, nothing. I'll be okay.
And I'm like, what is going on? Like, and she was like, I just don't think I want you to leave. And I'm like, what? Babe, I got to go home. I had literally lived with y'all out of a suitcase. So I'm like, I gotta go home.
I was really with them people. I guess I thought they was gonna eat me up, but I was like, what am I supposed to do with these people? And the man, what am I supposed to do with these people?
He was mad.
I was so sad. Okay, let's talk about Black motherhood in the village. Why do you think many Black mothers are expected to be strong and do everything alone?
I think honestly, that's like the Black culture, like Black women. I won't necessarily say the Black culture, but I think that that's the perception that has been placed on the back of Black women. That we have to be strong, we have to have it all figured out, and in any category. And I don't think it's fair because at the end of the day, you're just a human trying to figure it out. It's your first time doing life, and I do feel like us as a Black community, we're not raw about depression, anxiety, and all the things. It's kind of like, God will handle it, and He will. I do believe it, but you do need to go get some help too. And so, which is what I think contributes to a lot of our mental illnesses and everything, because we put that backpack on and say, I gotta be strong. When in reality, you don't.
Yeah.
But that's why it's important to have a village around you and people that you can really be vulnerable with, and you can be the worst version of yourself with, and you can be the lowest, and they're okay with it, and they're there to pick you up.
I heard that.
I do.
And as a mom perspective, I will say it's okay to just be like, nope, not doing it today. Not today. Sometimes you have to say no. Like, for instance, if my family knows, like, they want me to cook, and I'm coming into the kitchen with dirty dishes, guess what? Y'all just lost your opportunity for me to cook tonight. Y'all cook it. And they're old enough to cook for themselves. So guess what? Not doing it. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say I'm overwhelmed. I'm not feeling it today. Will they be upset? Yes, but guess what? I'm upset too. My feelings are valid too. And I'm learning that. It's okay to be like, not doing it today. How important is family support when a mother is navigating postpartum?
I think it's extremely important. I do. I think that having a baby is so special, and it's hard on the body. Like, it's hard on the body. I heard someone say once that a woman having a baby is the closest to death she will ever be without actually dying. And when you think about everything that goes into having a baby and how your hormones are out of whack, and I mean, it's a real traumatic experience for the body. And so as you're getting back to that normal hormone level, whatever that looks like for you, and just getting back to you, I think it's important to have those people around you again and really lean on them, because you're gonna be sleep deprived. You're gonna feel weird. Your body looks different. It's not the same body that you once knew. You got stretch marks in different places. So I think it's really important. And also navigating that every baby is different.
Yeah.
Every one baby is not the same. So while, like, Kobe was really clung to you because we were in a pandemic and you stayed at home with him through the first year of his life. So he was like very clung to you. And I thought you liked it, but he had that separation anxiety really, really bad. Like, I've never seen that before. And so I think that was also another avenue for us to be supportive with you, like just taking him. Because once we got him away from you, he was fine. But if he was in the same room with you, it was just like he was clung to you. And so I think, also it's just important to take a step back and just observe and look around and see where you can be most helpful at.
Yeah.
So
I don't miss those days where he clung to me. That
Baby.
contribute, I think, to the depression, because I'm like, even when it was just me and him at home, nothing was wrong. He just wanted to be held. He just wanted to be skin on skin. And this is at 6 months. And I'm like, I'm right here in front of your face, and he do that,
girl.
And it was just, I'm like, oh Lord, I see you walking, just be like, stop it. It was a lot.
The day I seen you crawl on that floor past him, he watching TV. When I see you drop and crawl, so he wouldn't even see you, I said, this is a problem.
It was bad.
We got a bigger issue here. Like, he was really clung to you, but it made sense because y'all spent the most time together.
And he's still clingy. At 6, he's still clingy. He will come get in the bed and be like, it's cuddle time, or I'm going to lay with mama. And he tried to put Robbie on the couch so much. He's sleeping out there tonight because I want to sleep in here. Boy, it don't work that way. Okay, what do you think we need to normalize more in our community when it comes to helping mothers?
Not being judgmental. If somebody tell you they need a break, they need a break. Just filling in the gaps. Just being present. I think those are the most important things. Babysit. Just jump in.
Yeah.
You see dishes in the sink? Help. Don't wait on that person to ask you for help. Just do it.
Sticking the dishes in the sink. Something that you did, I know you were trying to help, but baby, I felt like you made it worse. When she would come over to the house, I was always washing bottles.
You can't even talk to her because why every time I come over here, you is washing bottles. I felt like they'll push your biggest stressor. So yes, I did buy some more bottles.
She bought some more bottles. And in my mind, I'm like, she bought more bottles for me. For what?
You was washing bottles like you was the dishwasher.
I did. I watched a lot of bottles.
I was like,
I watched bottles at least 3 times a day.
It was more than me. It was always, I gotta watch bottles. I'm like, what is the issue with these bottles? So I thought if I went and bought some more bottles, that would
lighten the load.
Like, okay, I ain't gotta wash these bottles because I got 3 more. Girl,
They made it worse.
That was wild.
I was crying.
That was wild.
She come there talking about some more bottles. Why?
That was wild. I ain't never seen that.
Let's talk about your role as an aunt. What does being an aunt mean to you?
It's so special. When you had Kylie, I didn't know that I could love someone else much more than me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she showed me a really deep kind of love, because it was innocent. It was just like, it was pure.
Yeah.
And I think her showing me that, and honestly too, each one of your kids was born at a different stage of my life. Kylie was born when I was 13, and so I feel like me and her bonded very, very strongly because I was a kid.
Yeah, we grew up with Kylie.
We really did. Like, Kylie was my baby. Kylie was my absolute baby. Like, I remember being in high school and taking her to the games with me, and she in the student section. Like, why you in the student section, Kylie? Like, so much so that people thought Kylie was my baby.
Yeah.
But being an aunt is real special to me because I don't ever want them to be in this world and feel like they don't have anybody. Like, and I remember one day me and you was having a conversation and you looked at me and was like, you know, if something ever happened to me, you're the closest thing they have to a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't take that for granted. Like, if something did happen to you, you don't have to worry about your babies. I promise you, you don't. Like, that should be one of the last things that you ever worry about. Like, I got them. I'm locked in with them. there is nothing that they can ever do to make me stop loving them. Like, I love them as if they was ripped from me. Like, I love your babies. And each one of them in their own special way. Like, Chloe, it scares me how much she reminds me of me.
She should have been your chest.
It is scary how much she reminds me of me. And then Kobe is just, he's so much, and I know I say it a lot, but just so much joy. He's funny, he's witty, he's all the things, and it's so like, why wouldn't I want to be a part of it? Like, I feel lucky and blessed to be a part of their village, and I also feel like they have matured me in a way that I don't think any other life experience could. Like, they really have taught me what unconditional love is and what it feels like to love somebody else more than I love me. And I hope that they know that as long as I have breath in my body, like, they're good.
I appreciate that.
I rock with them. They're my babies.
I appreciate that. Not a lot of people will be like, I'm gonna take your kids and you're so happy with
Oh.
it. But the type of family that we are, we're close knit. We've been like that, but our parents raised us like that.
They did.
So like, that's your sister. Like, y'all have each other's back because if something happened to me, y'all all that y'all have, and it's only two of us. So I'm raising my kids to be like that too. How has your bond with my children grown over the years? I think you kind of just touched on it because they were born in different sections of your life. Kylie was born when you were in middle school, going into high school. Chloe was born when you were in college.
I was going to college.
Okay, you was going to college.
I was going to college.
And then Kobe was born when you were like in your 20s? Your mid-20s?
Yeah, mid-20s. Mid-20s. So they all came in very different times. But I will tell you one thing, baby. I know how to take care of a baby. I have zero kids, but I can take care of a baby. And I think that, it comes from you just let me help. It's just teaching me, like, how to change a diaper. If they crying, like, are you gassy? How to swaddle.
But see, when I had Kylie, I worked at UAMS on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And so you and Dad took Kylie when y'all would go to BB and visit. So you were literally like mom number two because you were the one helping making bottles, changing diapers. Like, y'all had Kylie while I was at work.
We did.
A lot.
Kylie is, and I know she's gonna see this and don't be getting no ideas, but we're so close in age, I feel like we're 13 years apart, but she's kind of like my little sister too.
Yeah.
Like, I am her aunt and she knows that, but at the same time, like, she's a lot like my little sister.
Yeah.
Because we grew up together.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of things that me and Kylie have experienced together. And she's like my little sister, but don't get no ideas, Kylie.
Oh, she knows because I asked her. I said, with me having you at 16, I said, do you ever feel like I'm a big sister or a mom? And she said, oh no, I know exactly who you are and what you are to me. And I'm like, okay, we got that understood. What joy has being an aunt brought to your life?
It's indescribable. It makes me see mom and dad actually in a different light because it's amazing watching them grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seeing them from infants, like, they can't do nothing for themselves. And then they slowly but surely become self-sufficient. And then, like, hitting different milestones. It's crazy. Because the days are long, but the years are short. And it's just like watching a little human, like, figure it out. And it also just makes me have a greater appreciation for mama and daddy because they did such a phenomenal job for us. And I see just how it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, it's not easy. And then they get to a certain age where they just go out into the world. And it's like, you know the crazy people in the world. But they don't know the crazy people in the world. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of like a little piece of your heart is with them every time they're not in your sight and things like that. But it's still a profound that word is what comes to mind. And excitement, and like they cool, and they think I'm cool, and I'm like,
That's funny.
I'm just me, and like I'm legit their auntie, and it's crazy. It's wild. I'm a TT.
Yeah. What role do you hope to continue playing in their lives as they grow?
Being their biggest supporters, believing in their dreams. I just never want them to feel like they are alone. I never want them to feel like I don't have anybody in this world, because they do.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, I never want them to feel like they can't call me. I don't care. We will figure it out. That's one thing that I hope that they always do know. Like, we're gonna figure it out, and there is nothing you can ever do that will take my love away from you. Ever, ever, ever.
Let's talk about reflection on my journey and my book. Now that my story is in a book, what emotions come up for you?
We could have lost you. You could have died. Like, you could have died.
Yeah.
And seeing so many other women's stories that they did lose someone.
Yeah.
Like, I vividly remember when you called me, because we was working home, and you was like, I was changing Kobe's diaper and I just started bleeding. And I remember like we all rushed over, and I just remember going into the bathroom where you were and just looking at the towels and just like this massive amount of blood.
Yeah.
And like it was just like fear, and that was a wild morning. And you, Robbie, took you to the hospital, and we had your baby. Like, we had your baby, and I'm thinking like I don't even think I knew what to think, but it was just it was so hectic and so scary. And then to find out you had to stay there a couple days, and that was new because we couldn't come up there and see you because it was COVID, and then you had to have a procedure, and then again we couldn't come up there. And I don't think it hit hard for me until I saw Robbie sitting in the room, and he don't know this. So I saw you, Robbie. He was sitting there, like I peeked in the room. You know, Robbie don't have a game on. He don't have some on TV. But I peeked in the room, and he was just sitting on the edge of the bed with his head down. And I was like, no, this is serious. Like, I never even heard of like a retaining placenta.
Yeah.
Like, it was just all new information, and it really just put in perspective to me of just how delicate it really is when you have a baby. And once again, I moved in. That time you was in the hospital, and I remember like going, yes, like I just needed to go home. I needed to take a nap. And I needed to get some clothes. And like I remember reversing out of y'all driveway, and Robin was like, "You gonna come back for real, man?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come back. Like I'm gonna come back." And Mama was like, "Throw the baby in the car. I don't think she gonna come back." And I'm like, "I'm gonna come back." And so I pulled out the driveway, and I like put the car in drive. I was like, "I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow." And the look on everybody's face was like, "We will hurt you." And even though like it's funny now, it wasn't funny then because we didn't know if we was gonna see you again.
I felt the same way.
And like I remember it, you know, hindsight is 2020. And I remember that night before, we had tacos, and you love tacos. And I remember like I had my plate, and I'm like, "You not gonna eat?" And you was like, "I don't feel good." Like I vividly remember that because it was just so not like you not to eat tacos.
Yeah.
Like you love tacos. And you was like, "I'm not feeling good." And I was like, "Really?" Like
That was a telltale
and
sign.
that was a sign then, and we didn't even know.
Yeah.
And it's just by the grace of God that like you didn't die. Because we didn't know that you were really sick. And too, looking back at photos of you, you didn't even look like you.
Yeah.
But we was just going through the motions and just doing what we needed to do. We didn't even see it. And so when I look back at that time, it's just like we really could have lost you. Like you could have been one of the women that died.
Absolutely.
After childbirth. Like Kobe could have been Kobe and the girls and Robbie.
Motherless.
Yes. And we just don't have good maternal, no. Like, it's one of the worst states to have a child in, and especially like you throw being a minority on top of it, and it just adds a whole other layer and contributes to the percentage of your likely demise. And so, girl, I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too. I thank God every day that I'm here and that I have the opportunity to raise my own kids. And that was the sole purpose of me writing my book, because until that happened to me, I did not know how serious and how much of an issue medical negligence is during or after childbirth. And honestly, never really, I'm like you, I had never heard of a retained placenta. Like, how does that happen? How does a piece of placenta remains inside your uterus after, you give birth? And so that was the whole purpose of my book, is to educate, our community and women on this is what you need to be looking for if you don't feel good or if something doesn't feel right. Advocate for yourself. If you don't feel comfortable advocating for yourself, take somebody in there that you know that's got some fight in them, and that's just not going to sit there and let the medical team or system do and say whatever. You need somebody that's going to have a voice for you. And that was my sole purpose of writing my book. What are you most proud of me overcoming?
Everything. I think that you taking some hits. And one thing that I can say about you is you be chin up, chest out. Like, you gonna get up, you own it. You own it. Like, you don't hide from it, you don't make excuses for it. You own it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't. They hide, they try to cover up things that they've done, mistakes that they made. And I just feel like you like, okay, Ann, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And so I've watched you overcome a lot throughout our years. It's just like being kids and growing up, and you take a punch and you keep on going.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the biggest things that I admire about you.
Thank you, girl. It ain't always been easy, but Jesus been keeping me. He been keeping my mind. He continues to give me strength. Motherhood is not easy. Somebody shared with me the other day that they knew someone who asked them to watch their baby while they went to go get plasma. And that brought tears to my eyes. And I said, she's trying to make it, because I used to do the same thing. I used to go donate plasma once or twice a week just to put food on the table, because I was a single mom and they told me, oh, you still make too much to receive food stamps. Well, we gotta eat, because this little $545 paycheck I'm getting every 2 weeks, on top of trying to pay rent and then pay for childcare, it's not cutting it. And so it is not easy. It's not easy. And I've made it by God's grace and help. Like, he has really carried us. What would you say to mothers silently struggling right now?
Go get you some help. Go get you some help and go talk to somebody. And somebody that don't really know you, whether that's a therapist, call a hotline, talk to somebody. Don't keep it bubbling in, because you can be that little voice inside your head can be your biggest enemy at times.
Yeah.
Like, it really can. And so my advice would be is go talk to somebody. You not alone. There's somebody else out there that's just like you. Go get you some help. It's nothing wrong with going to get you some help. Everybody needs help.
I love my therapist. And I also feel like therapy, people be like, oh, you go to therapy, someone.
No.
Therapy will really expose you to who you are. And therapy also allows you to grow. When you go to therapy and you begin to do the work, you transform like your mental, like your way of thinking, and you start to reflect like, oh, I could have said that better, or I could have did that better. There's room for growth. So that's the way I look at it when I go to therapy. Like, it's room for growth. I'm growing.
And honestly, being a Black person in America, I feel like therapy should be free, because we have the most cases of mental illness, and one of the main contributing factors to that is the racial injustice that we go through every day. You, as a Black person in America, you do need to talk to somebody. Getting nervous because the police pull up behind you is not normal.
Yeah.
Like, it's not normal. Code switching and everything that we have to do is not normal.
Yeah.
And we do normalize it because that's just the cards we was dealt, and so we play it. But all of those things contribute to the status of your mental health.
Yeah.
And so I feel like therapy for Black people should be like, you go to the dentist once every 6 months. Like, it should be something that's built into your normal routine, and it doesn't mean that you're crazy. Sometimes you need a non-biased person that ain't gonna tell nobody. Because a lot of times when we do confide in people, it gets out.
Yeah.
And everything is not meant for everybody. And so I think that therapy is, every Black person needs to go to therapy. Go to therapy.
I agree.
Go.
I agree. So for all the other aunties, villages that are helping a mom right now, what would be your message to them?
Just be there.
Yeah, supporting her.
Just be there. Just be there. Just be present. Like, jump in. Nobody should have to tell you what to do. I mean, I feel like if the parent doesn't want you to do it, they'll let you know, but jump in.
I remember when Kobe was admitted to the hospital after I got released from the hospital, maybe like, a month or so, and you brought me tacos. Y'all love tacos. That's how we knew something was wrong. They didn't want to eat tacos. You brought me tacos, and we were still going through COVID, so at that time, only one visitor could be at the room, and you was like, ooh, can you come downstairs and eat your tacos in my car, and I switch out and go up there and see the baby? And you did. You gave me a mental break, because here I am locked in this hospital room with this baby. We were there. We checked in on a Friday. We didn't leave until a Monday afternoon. And so I was the sole caretaker because my husband has to go to work. So I'm locked in this hospital, and you came up there and you was like, I'll switch out with you for a while you go outside and get some fresh air and eat your food. And me just sitting in your car and like taking a deep breath was like, oh my gosh, it feels so good to be out of that hospital room for a moment.
And see, it was the exact opposite for me, because it was like just being able to see my baby. Because
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him. I hadn't, just being able to see him and being able to hold him, that was everything. So it was like we were switching our benefits. You needed to go outside and get some fresh air. I needed to see my baby. I was running through that hospital like Tina Turner running across the street. Like, I was like, I didn't know which way to go. I had to see my baby. Like, I needed to see him. I needed to lay my eyes on him. I literally just sat in the rocking chair and just rocked him. But that, like, I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed to see him, and I was so happy that you allowed me to do that.
But I needed help.
You did.
I needed help with this baby more than I needed with the girls. I needed help. He took me down through that.
But I too also feel like that's why me and his bond is really strong.
Yeah.
Like, me and him have a really good bond, and I feel like, I don't know, like, he my baby too.
He is about family. Now that you say that, when I look back on everything that he says, he keep you in his prayers. Like, he pray for the dogs at night. He be like, bless Brew and Coco, and he be like, he prays for everyone in the family. He said, Lord, please protect and bless my whole family. Like, we are tight knit in a village for him. Like, he's serious about his family.
Yeah. And the off of that is he brings just so much joy. Like, Kobe is just, he's smart. Like, he cute. Like, come on,
It's
boy,
hard to
you're
tell,
smart and you're cute and you appreciative. I got him with that little Spider-Man journal from the Dollar Tree. It wasn't no but $1. He said, it's my favorite. I love it so much. You the best. Now I want to give the boy all my money. Like, his appreciation for the little things make me want to go above and beyond for him,
Yeah.
because he is so appreciative and he's sweet. And I love experiencing things through his eyes for the first time, because it's so new and he's just so innocent and
Yeah.
so pure. And so I love being a part of his little village. I love being his TT. Absolutely love it.
Well, thank you for coming to be on this segment and on this journey. And I want my audience to know that this conversation is proof that motherhood is not meant to be done alone. Sometimes the unspoken heroes of motherhood are aunties, grandmothers, and the people who step in with love. Thank you for being a part of my village too.
You're welcome.
Then and now. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank
I
you.
really do. You have a good night.
Me too. Y'all, this is my sister. Thank you.